Welcome to DAPS Magic Live. I'm Mr. DAPS, and tonight I'm joined by Katie for our Hamilton watch party. And it will be a fun night. It's not a sing-along, but it's a watch party,
No.
and that's
No
all
sing-along.
good. No sing-along, at least not this time. And that's okay. So
I got excited.
apparently, that's all good. Anyway, I think we are almost ready to get this going. We'll maybe stall for a minute or two just to let people get situated, get your drinks ready, whatever it is that you need, get loaded into Disney Plus, which is where we're watching this, and get it all ready to go so we can all hit play at the same time. Good evening, welcome, and it is going to be a interesting watch through. I think it'll be fun. I mean, I've been seeing people that are watching this like 6-12 multiple times. One person I saw on Twitter was watching this literally on repeat, it seemed like, the entire weekend.
Wow.
So you do the math, how many times that is from Friday at midnight till now Sunday night at 7 p.m. So
That's a lot.
yeah, I feel like you could get it in at least a dozen times doing that. But all right, so I think we are about ready. And oh, sorry, there's no mascot Hamilton the cat tonight.
He's had a very long weekend because of the fireworks. So he has kind of been in hiding nonstop for the last 72 hours.
That would do it. So
Really sad.
The goal is to be the least amount of disruptive as possible, and Hamilton can be disruptive. So we are ready to go. Get this all loaded up on Disney Plus, where you can exclusively watch it now. And should we do a countdown, Katie? Is that how?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Okay, so are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play.
Play.
Cool. And off we go.
I love this intro.
It kind of threw me off because I could hear the crowd noise in the background first.
Yeah.
And I was like, what's wrong with my audio?
Good.
Yeah, that was clever because you can hear them shoot off the firework. Do we need to salute for the king?
No.
Okay. Is your cell phone silenced, Katie?
Yes.
Okay, good. We won't film anything. Welcome, those of you that are hopping on. We are just about, well, the show is starting now. I love that you can see the conductor, and he has such a prominent role throughout the show. I love their use of light.
I love David Diggs so much.
He's definitely, well, there's lots of stars in this, but he's one of them. I feel like all of them are stars in their own right.
It almost surprises me that there's not a ton of applause at that moment.
I'm wondering if this was taped not during a live...
Like that specific shot?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think I read all of the ones that are up close on the stage were separate. And my hunch is they did all of the audio in a non-taped or a non-show recording. Mm-hmm. And then they could add in the audience later.
That makes sense.
I really find their set fascinating.
Oh, yeah.
It's so simple, but they do so much with it.
Also, the choreography is amazing. Jacket rip.
So fancy.
New jacket.
Yeah, that's what happened with me too, Bailey.
That's exactly what I'd expect.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm assuming, Mike, that a lot of it was recorded live and the audio for this was recorded without an audience. So they get a clean recording and then they could go back in and record it again with the audience so they could add the cheers and stuff. I could be wrong, but I think that's probably the way they would do it.
It's a lot like Rent, actually. I had that thought. The set.
Yeah. It's amazing how just adding a couple of lights completely changed the setting.
Yeah, adding the set pieces and changing the lighting. I love that.
Is this the only time that Burr is reading a book instead of Hamilton?
I think so.
I'd be curious what book it is.
True.
Yes. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I like him.
Ugh, so good.
I think half of his performance is the physicality.
Oh, yeah.
Well, for a lot of them, actually. It really is unfortunate for any person that had to follow Lin-Manuel just because he wrote it. So obviously he's going to have it memorized easier than
Yeah.
everybody else.
Well, to an extent, because sometimes when you're the person that wrote it and you've done so many rewrites, your
That's
brain
true.
will revert to a different,
Yeah. Version.
yeah.
I feel like this song could be exhausting to perform every night.
I would not doubt it. I think the hard thing about Act 1 is that there's a lot of heavy hitters, like, right in a row.
Yeah. Anarchy.
Anarchy.
That's brilliant.
Local parentis?
My first time to France, I was having a hard time understanding one of the French people's English, and so then they did a word with a American accent, and that part always reminds me of it. And it was
I
very
love
much
that.
what he just did. Actually, they wouldn't, but that's okay.
I love this lighting change.
It is amazing they all jumped with their feet straight out like that in perfect unison. Like, that's talent. Once again, very brilliant use of the set.
Oh, yeah. As were in other shows, the leads would get like downtime.
No, they just keep,
Uh,
everybody keeps going.
yeah. Also, I love the rotating stage.
It's pretty crazy.
It's genius and I love it.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's simple genius.
Yeah. Well, and it reminds me of the last 5 years, because that's often done on a rotating stage.
And
And
I like how he's just like, I'm thinking this through as I say it.
yeah. Oh,
That guy jumped.
so good.
I mean, Bird gets a break during that part. Like he did the opening number and then he basically hides for this one.
True.
I wonder how good he was at a French accent before.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too.
Like, did he learn it for the show or could he already do this? So it was like, oh, this is perfect. That is one thing I remember when I saw the musical, and I'll be curious if Bailey had the similar experience, is when they clinked their glasses and you could hear it so clearly in the theater. And I was just like, oh, like they're not rubber or anything. They're, I don't know what I thought they were going to be, but it is amazing. You think in 2 hours and 40 minutes ish, they figured out how to tell an entire lifetime of a story for Alexander Hamilton, and that's interesting.
Oh yeah.
Angela says, I saw in an interview that David did even his parts in the chorus during Act 1 in a French accent. That's yes, it is. That's cool. I suppose it'd be easier, though, to stick in character with the French accent than try to jump back and forth.
Also, the physicality that Jasmine does as Peggy is so good.
Yeah.
She's so little sister.
Oh, totally. That's actually one of the things I commented on in my review was how she is that kind of like little sister that doesn't want to get in trouble. Whatever. Bailey said she could hear the clink.
That's so funny.
Huh. And I think there's a tested with Adam Savage of Mythbusters who went behind the scenes of Hamilton in, that'd be a cool one to see in San Francisco.
Fun.
And if you want to see more behind the scenes stuff from the Hamilton of Hamilton in San Francisco, he was on the Fat Cat Swinger show last week. And I believe they upload that to their YouTube channel. And it's worth seeing him share about his experience and the other things he's doing as well.
Burr, you disgust me.
I love, this was such a good choice to bring this in like this and pan around between the two of them.
Yes, fully.
Like, I think there's always this risk when you bring it in too close if you miss what's going on the whole stage. And this is a case where I feel like you actually gained quite a bit by getting to see the up close interactions between the two of them, because they're just two ridiculously talented actors. And if you have any more Hamilton trivia that you happen to know, throw them in the chat and I will try to read them as I see them, because I think everybody enjoys it. Oh, that's interesting. Mike says he's enjoying the recorded version better than seeing it live on stage. I think there's elements of it I definitely enjoy. I do like the process of going to the theater.
Oh, that harmony is so beautiful.
They are ridiculously talented.
They are powerhouses, all
All
three of
of
them.
them. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
Oh,
this scene.
this song gets me hyped.
I just think it's hilarious. I feel like because I knew that guy in high school. Like, there was that guy that came in
Which
and he's like,
one?
the principal said this, and I'm going to
Oh,
repeat every word like I'm the principal. And then I get in trouble.
yeah, we know.
I was probably a little bit more like Hamilton in this
Uh
this
huh.
scene, I guess you could say.
Let him be.
Especially with the modulating the key thing, like that would have
Oh,
been me.
that's. This is
I
such a good song.
I actually completely agree with you, Mike. It was much easier to understand in the live stream than in the theater. Like I caught so many different things watching it on the live stream that I didn't see, or the streaming than I did in theater.
My dog speaks more eloquently than thee.
I like that Hercules was making dog noises in the
Is
background.
he in Jersey? The way this song is written is just so good.
And you can tell the two of them are having a blast performing it together.
Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh. Yes.
I almost didn't know what to think the first time I saw him. I was like, wait, what? And that's the brilliance of this.
I think the best part of this number two is that it is so subdued.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the king does almost nothing but park and bark.
There's so much happening and so much not happening at the same time,
Yeah.
and it's brilliant.
Like, he does so much mugging.
I would
It's-
love to have seen the stage direction in the script for this.
Yeah.
Because I wonder how much of it was like pre-written in, and then how much of it was like they get on there and he's like, I want to do it this way.
Yeah. Well, and that's. I was expecting more when I watched this for the first time on Friday. And I was like, wait, he literally just parks and barks? Like.
But look at his eyes. Like,
Oh, yeah.
this is where the stream actually adds even more to this scene. Because if you're in the back of the theater, you're not going to see that he flipped his eyes right at the moment of the beat, at that beat. And
Yeah. Also, Jonathan Groff is just so talented.
did anybody else during this song be like, he just sang as a bunch of reindeers a few months ago?
True. He does so well at playing crazy.
Oh, he does. Look at that. It's so good. And I like the little bow. Like,
Oh, the bow is so good.
it's almost like a child bow. Yeah, I completely agree with you, Bailey. The soundtrack doesn't give you anything to what you're going to get here. The little shoulder.
Oh, it's so good. So good.
And the look at the end is just brilliant. I love this transition too.
It's so good.
Oh, this is interesting. So, did you see who just
Omen
died?
of death. The bullet.
Yeah. I'd missed that she was the first person to die in the show also.
Yes.
So you want to follow this person through the entire show because she's basically the omen of death now throughout the rest of the show. And I think this is brilliant in how they used this role.
It's genius. It's a genius way to use the track.
It's been interesting. I've been reading the George Washington documentary by Ron Chernow.
The book.
Yes.
You said documentary.
Biography, yeah.
Yes, there we go.
Yes.
I couldn't think of the word either.
Anyway, in that book, I feel like Ron Chernow goes into this battle so much better than he did in the Hamilton book. And it was the moment where I was like, oh, he pulled a lot from his George Washington book for this too. And actually, during this part of the war, Hamilton was a captain and was an artillery captain. Anyway, what were you going to say, Katie?
One, that shot was amazing. Two, I love how they use different beats and different styles for different characters.
Totally. And I do think you're right, Mike. We should count how many times Katie says it's so good. I don't know what we're up to right now, but this is good.
Probably too many.
What I love about this too is that would be George Washington, even if they didn't say that's George Washington, because he just has that presence to him.
The commanding presence.
Yep, and apparently you're up to 3, Katie. Such good lighting here too. Yeah, this scene is actually very accurate historically, I think. Other than that part. This is where you start realizing how good Leslie Odom Jr. is. Just watch his face through this scene and his reactions. Oh, that was a T.
Did you say that was the T?
That was a T. He said out.
Oh.
Like he really hit that T pretty hard.
I thought you said, ooh, that was the T. And I said,
no, that's
you
not
know that word? I thought you knew that word.
I'm aware of it, but I wouldn't use it.
I know. That's why it caught me off guard. I don't think so. I'm not.
I love that his I'm not was almost a question mark.
Yeah.
I'm not?
I'm Alexander Hamilton.
I love how they show up from everywhere. I love how through this too, you just see Burr descend further and further into bitterness, and
Oh yeah.
like the resentment just builds on Hamilton throughout the whole show and really destroys him in the end.
Ladies. Also, the costume changes are so good. Like the way they can add skirts on, and
Yeah, that's really smart.
it's so genius, and it looks good.
I love that he knew that line was gonna land, and so he gets his little
Yeah.
smile.
Well, and I love that fourth wall break. It's so
Yeah.
good. Ooh. Oh, I love that. Also, the choreography for this entire next sequence from Helpless to Satisfied is genius.
And the singing.
Oh, yeah. But the fact that they all have to learn this choreography once, and then also have to reverse it, and then do it forwards again.
Yeah. See, this is another scene where I feel like getting up close really made a positive difference, like right here.
Yeah. Pippa Sue is so talented.
She really is. Bailey says that the line about naming a feral tomcat after Hamilton and then points at you, Katie.
You're not wrong. Funny enough, it wasn't even my idea to name my cat Hamilton. It was my mom's.
Good for her.
She said, I know what you're going to name your cat. And I said, really, you do? Because I don't know. She goes, Hamilton. And I went, oh, that's good. Also, these lifts that the ensemble is doing is amazing. Ha. Also, I love the shots from upstage.
Yeah. This is a great use of the stage
Turn
spinning
two.
also. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I remember liking it in the theater, but I like it even better right now just because you can see the movement and the depth, I guess, better.
Yeah. I love
Such
that
a
moment.
good look.
Her just
And this look too, like
she is so her eyes are very expressive.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
I hope we see more of her in some fun things in the future. I mean, these are the
Uh
kind of things you wish they do more movie musicals because
yeah.
somebody like her could, like, she would be one that you'd want to see over and over again in different roles because I just feel like she could have a versatility to her. And then once again, see, they lowered the lights and it just adds,
Yeah.
it changes the room
Also,
completely. Yeah.
one of the best moments.
Yes.
I love that moment. That sisterly. Also, I love that shot.
Yeah.
Like
This
that's
whole
a
thing
good.
is really cool.
Like I think that this being a movie is helpful to the everything is happening around her feeling.
Well, and I love how they sound designed this too, where you can hear it going back and forth and around.
I was just thinking that.
I was like, that's really well done. It's warm, I'm sure, in the studio, and it's warm in the office. There is no air conditioning anywhere in
Yeah,
Southern California, it feels like.
it's really bad.
So really, she is Sherlock in this.
Going to her mind palace.
Mm-hmm.
That lighting is so good.
See? Sherlock moment.
True.
I would love an in-depth behind-the-scenes making of this. From
Yeah.
choreography to orchestration to filming.
I should lend you the Hamiltone. I think you would like it. Because it talks about all of that.
That's cool. But I want it on Disney Plus too. Thank you, Mike.
Mike. Thank you so much.
You are very, very kind. Thank you.
And we're not doing a service by enduring the heat. This is just as much fun for us as anything.
We're getting to watch it with all of our friends.
Yeah. Yes, I'm sweating, but that's fine. This choreography is so good.
Really is. Well, so is she. Like,
oh, she's amazing.
And Angela says that Satisfied might be her favorite song in the show.
It's a good choice.
It's one of the best storytelling songs, not just this show, like in general, I think. I feel like the next time we watch this, we need to use the projector and the big screen.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
And somehow like connect it to cool speakers or something.
That's a really good idea.
I have to figure out how to do it. We need to do that actually when we can have like people in the same room again. Yeah, when we can all be friends again. Because then we could like,
with you.
Then we could make it super cool.
I love the interludes that you don't hear on the soundtrack.
I do too. You're right, Angela. It does seem extravagant.
It's so funny looking at things from like the Rise of the Resistance opening day where everyone was in the Esplanade and you have the current brain and you're like, that was allowed?
Right. Or even the fact that Oga's is opening, like that's going to be interesting.
I love that swaying.
Mm-hmm.
No, you don't. This moment. It's so good.
This is where you can just see how much fun they have together too.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's what going back to when Aladdin came out last year, the live version, is I really liked how much fun you could see them having together as they filmed it. I see a lot of people think this is their favorite song too.
It's a really good.
It is.
Also, Leslie Odom Jr. is just talent. Like, he oozes talent.
This is, again, excellent use of light. Or in this case, lack of light. I love this shot too. Like it's just it's powerful. Hmm. This is one of my favorite shots also from this. Brilliant. They did a really good job of doing iconic staging slash lighting in moments
Yeah.
like that at the end of songs, generally.
Very good iconography type of.
Yeah. Now I want to watch for the girl.
Well, that's
The
about to happen right now.
yeah, that one. There we
Right
go.
there.
I forgot her name. Is it Amelia?
Anna.
Is that her name?
Yes.
Okay. I find it interesting reading about George Washington and how he really was that guy that would head into battle and have bullets and cannon balls flying around him, and he just seemed to always get missed and just had no fear. I love that line. I don't know what it is, but
I'm a general. Whee!
he's so funny.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Yeah. Oh.
Somebody should have told Hamilton that. Again, amazing lighting. Like, who are the most four important people in this scene? Let's show them. I love how this looks too.
I just hit the sign.
As long as it didn't fall off.
Not yet.
Good. Yeah, it probably wasn't good.
Probably a bad idea.
Busted.
Uh-oh. Also, I love the new dress that she gets for this.
Hmm. I love the lighting here because they just kind of disappear into their own little world here.
Totally. Like, it looks like the background was, like, edited out or something.
Yeah. It totally looks like they're in... And this is where I really like Miranda, is his singing here really isn't that fantastic, but there's so much emotion to it.
Yeah.
That it... Wow.
This part is so good because he raps fast and in an accent, and it's
So
still
good. And it's understandable.
yeah. Oh, that jump is so good.
I believe, yeah. I love how the letter travels
Oh, it's
through this
so
scene.
good.
Once again, really cool spinning stage.
Yeah.
I love that the subtitles couldn't keep up with Lafayette. Hmm.
Christopher Jackson is a national treasure. He is so insanely talented.
Yeah. He's probably about the age that George Washington was during the war, also. Maybe a little bit older. Because I think George Washington was in his mid 40s during the war.
Immigrants, we get the job done. It's such a good line.
Oh, that's right.
It felt like for Moana, Lin was like, I'm gonna grab all my friends.
Very possible.
Yeah. What? What? That roll off stage is still so impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Oh,
he just
look.
rolls.
There she is again.
Shook hands with Lawrence.
Yep.
We had a spy on the inside. His kiss at the end of that line.
That was good.
It's so good. Not yet.
Hmm.
There's chairs next to me, and my first instinct was to grab one and just pick it up.
Probably not a good idea. Especially since the sign's already at risk.
True. But it'd be good. It'd be funny. It's so good. It's so good.
So are you liking it? Are you liking it better the second time through?
Yes.
It's a little bit easier the second time through because you're not as overwhelmed.
I think that's what it was. I think the first time I was insanely overwhelmed. Even though I was insanely familiar with the show.
He's so good. Mm-hmm.
This part.
Mm-hmm.
Genius.
Bailey, did they do that in San Francisco? I can't remember. I love the use of some of the older words too. Like nobody says query anymore.
Awesome. Wow.
And thank you, Bailey. What do you think of this song?
What do I think about this song?
Yes.
I love Dear Theodosia.
Okay.
The blocking is a lot more simple than I imagined it.
Okay.
but I really enjoyed the song.
Okay.
What do you think about the song?
This might be my least favorite song in the show. I don't
Really?
I don't dislike it, but compared to the writing in so many of the other songs, this one doesn't quite hit the mark for me. On the flip side, I think they filmed it beautifully.
One of my favorite things about this song is the uh, interpretation that Aaron Burr is like, wow, look at my daughter. She's wonderful, and I love her so much. And then Hamilton's like, yeah, well, my kid could beat your kid in a fight. Look at my kid. My kid's perfect.
Which is basically their entire life.
Oh, yeah.
I do find it funny how Leslie Odom Jr. is nailing every note, exact length, like it's very precise and polished. And then Lin-Manuel Miranda is kind of just going with it. Like he shortens notes, he speeds up things. There's a little bit more lilt to
Yeah.
it.
Well, he goes for the raw emotion over.
I think he just goes for being himself.
Ooh,
Like I feel like Lin-Manuel Miranda is the same in everything because he's just him with a different perspective. His father, I believe, was president of the Continental Congress before John Jay. There's your random historical fact for tonight. Yeah. Co-counsel.
This moment I love.
I do too. Angela has a very good point that Burr moves in straight lines since his thinking is restricted and linear. Hamilton moves in arcs because he's always mentally a step ahead. So true. Wait, what? You got a husband?
That use of the stage is so good.
It's amazing how much
Like-
movement they add that feels so much bigger than just spinning a stage.
Yeah.
And the precision
And the
for
way
where
she
the
steps
actors
off.
have to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so natural.
Which I had to read all of in AP Government.
As you should.
I know. It would have been hype though if like my AP GoPo teacher was like, Hamilton wrote the other 51. I would have paid more attention. Too bad Hamilton wasn't out when I was in high school.
And that's why they need more shows like this. It's kind of what Walt Disney used to say of trying to inspire people with edutainment.
And that's why I love Epcot so much.
Yep. I like this scene.
It's a good scene. Let's go.
Well played. I mean, it's really amazing how close they really are, but they're also, it feels far apart. And this
Also,
is
the
one of the
fact-
moments. Go ahead.
The fact that that moves
Yeah,
is genius.
that was one of the moments that really caught my attention. As you should. And,
Love that.
Mm-hmm. All right. I'm going to get some more water. I'll be right back.
Okay.
We have 1 minute.
I also
I
want
might be
water,
late.
but I will stay right here. And I will stay with the people. So how are all of you? What is your favorite song in Hamilton? I'm trying to think of what my favorite song in Hamilton is, and I don't know. I really love Say No to This. I think that it's a beautifully written song. And I also think Jasmine Jones is insanely talented and deserves the world. I'm really talking to myself. I'm trying to pull up the Hamilton cast, or the... I also do love Take a Break. Ooh, I also love One Last Time. A lot. Also, yes, I do entirely see the staircase reminding of Aladdin at the Hyperion. And we're back! Also, I love crawling out of the pit. Because that's amazing. Had it all, lose it all. You ready for more yet? Also, Daveed Diggs as Jefferson is so perfect. He is such a good Jefferson. And he's so jazzy and smooth.
I was close.
You were close. I've just been talking this whole time. Ugh. I love him.
So good.
Ugh.
Oh, good point, Mike. The scaffolding does remind me of Aladdin. So Jefferson or Lafayette? Which one's your favorite?
Between the two characters?
Yeah.
Jefferson.
Really? Okay.
He's so charismatic.
Which is interesting because I believe in real life he was not. I believe he worked
he like wrote all his speeches because he didn't want to talk.
Well, he worked kind of in small groups and back doors and politicking. I timed this perfect, didn't I?
Basically, yeah. Mwah.
Interesting.
Great.
I love that because they're like, we need to get that staircase back to where it was.
Yeah. Also, I love this duo for Act 2.
Oh, they're so good together.
The Thomas Jefferson, James Madison duo.
Yep.
Because it's entirely different from the Hercules Mulligan, Lafayette.
I love this part. I hadn't caught that cutoff before.
Oh, it's so good.
Yep. Very well done.
Oh, when I saw the staging of the cabinet battles, I was like, "Oh, this is so much better than I thought."
Mm-hmm.
Like the fact that they have live microphones.
And then
What?
Hamilton jumping up and down to get attention.
Yeah. Just the fact that they have live handheld mics
Oh, it's
adds
great.
so much. Not true.
It's kind of interesting because they're kind of both right
Yeah.
as I'm thinking about it. Good catch.
That mic drop is so good.
Yeah. He's so good. Whoa. Nope.
I love that.
And once again, brilliant.
He even bring the thunder. And I love that he waits a beat because of the response. Bye, Mike. Thanks for joining us for this much.
Glad you could join us, Mike.
I will never get over. I trust you'll understand. They think me Macbeth.
It's for all those who don't understand.
No, it's because Hamilton is Hamilton. Ugh. Take a break. Makes me emo.
I love how they went
Oh,
around to create the rooms for the house. Like he didn't
yeah.
walk just across; he walked back, over, and back.
Also, this is so good.
Completely agree with you, Angela. I think the counting is really brilliant, and I love that Eliza is doing beatbox right now.
Yes. Oh.
It's amazing how a hairstyle change and some glasses age him so well.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like he looks like a young Ben Franklin right now, actually.
Oh, totally.
So maybe in like another 40 years, he could do a musical about Ben Franklin. Those darn commas.
This line was one of the first things I had heard about Hamilton the musical before I listened to it.
Hmm.
And I thought it was genius.
It is.
And I was like, wow, we're talking about commas? I gotta listen to this. God, they are so talented.
Very true. I love how real this is too, because we've all seen this moment in our friends and families.
Yeah. Sad.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Peggy died. That look she does back at Angelica is so good.
I love that
But
they're
she's like, will you
jabbing
tell
on the
him?
vice president already.
Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yes, rotating stage.
And the lamppost. They come out of nowhere, it seems like, too, which is really cool.
Oh, yeah.
This was interesting reading in the Hamilton book about how all this happened, too. Which is my subtle plug for that book.
So subtle.
It is interesting, though, because for as much as they got right, there's so much that he took poetic license with. And it really is interesting to see different perspectives on different moments in Hamilton's life and George Washington's. And
will say the callback they do to Helpless in this song like breaks me.
I love the chord progression too.
Oh yeah. But the way they tie back Eliza's Helpless to this,
Mm-hmm.
it's so sad. Even better.
I like this actor too because he plays so many different roles of different ages through the show.
Uh-huh.
I love that he's imitating Burr right now. It's so good.
Oh yeah.
This might be my favorite song in the show.
Really?
It's got so many different things going on.
Mm-hmm. Okay, banjo.
Love it. I think I need to get in a banjo. Like that needs to be the next instrument. And I love the lighting here with the squares on the floor.
Oh yeah.
It's amazing how much ground they cover in this song.
It's insanely. Oh, oh.
I think I just heard a firework. That's a good point. Angela says that it's Burr's I Want song. And it changes the trajectory for the rest of the show. And I hadn't thought of it in that regard. I've often thought that this is a show that's as much about her Burr than Hamilton.
Oh. Wait for it. The way he throws wait for it back at him.
Yeah. It's brilliant. So cool. I just imagine Kermit the Frog off stage somewhere playing banjo.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, isn't that a great visual?
Yeah. Also, this blocking is genius.
It's amazing he just ran and he's singing that without any puffing of breath. Yeah. That was super cool. I wonder how many times they had to practice that. Yeah, you're right, Angela. This is the point where Burr's drive almost overtakes Hamilton's drive. Like the first, 2/3 of the show is all about Hamilton's motivation and drive to get his shot. And then from now on, it's all about Burr getting his shot. And there's our more you know moment.
Every time I hear this song, I think about the fact that this plays at Starbucks. But this song leads directly into another song. So every time I hear the end of this, all I can hear is it getting, like, immediately cut off. Anyway, that's just a fun working at Starbucks thing.
Makes sense.
I think you hadn't listened to the soundtrack yet, and you asked me, you're like, does this song go into something? Because that cut off very abruptly.
Yeah, I think that's really cool because really room with it where it happens is where Burr's trajectory starts going up and Hamilton starts going down.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's still going to win some things, but...
The lean into the mic.
I like, too, that the whole time he's like, France. Like, it's very stately.
If you don't know, now you know, Mr. President.
I'm gonna have to watch it again, Angela, for the Macbeth moment to see if I agree with that. But I could see it being true. Yeah, that's interesting. I love how Hamilton just framed the story there and fixed his sock. Did anybody catch that? Hamilton just fixed his
Yes.
sock. Oh, I totally remember him writing about Macbeth. I more just want to watch it in the framework of like, oh, it's all going to go worse for him from that moment on. I do like that they use Jefferson having conversations with people to move his story along through this, which is accurate.
I love how
So
uncomfortable
good.
Jefferson feels at the beginning of this.
Huh?
Because when I listened to it on the recording, I didn't even think
No.
about how they all ended up together. Like, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, it really doesn't connect in the soundtrack in the same way.
Yeah. Yeah, there's fireworks.
Well, and I love that they really push the story forward a couple of years with this song.
Yeah.
It's interesting to me how much headspace they leave in this and show so much of the empty area of this theater up above. And I think it's for the lights. And he's very proud of writing that, so I'm glad. I'm
That's
glad
one
for
of my
him.
favorite lines, which I wrote, is one of my favorite lines.
It's even better when you see it here, though, because you see like that indignation.
Yeah. I have to resign.
I love that he just gives his resignation. He's like, here, I'm walking away and singing a song.
Oh, the song is beautiful.
This is also one of my favorite ones.
This is another song that when it plays at work, if anyone tries to talk to me, I'm like, shh, shh.
Hold on a minute.
Do you hear what's on?
I love that
You
he
can
goes
order in,
straight
like,
to
3
Jefferson.
minutes. Yeah.
You always wrote under a pseudonym.
Ha! Good luck defeating you, sir. I'm sorry, what?
Get to work, kid.
I looked up all of a sudden, and I realized that he handed him a pen, but I thought that he handed him a giant spork.
Okay.
I was like, that makes no sense. It was one of those split-second brain things.
Okay.
Thank you for listening.
I really like how they did this.
It's so beautiful.
Mm-hmm. And the conductor moment. Such a good song, though. Love it. John Adams. I love his laughter.
It's so good.
Good luck. So good. I love him just dancing in the corner. It's the Adams administration.
Administration.
Oh my.
That lighting. Ha!
Once again, Jefferson for the win in the scene. I feel like we need to watch this sometime and do it as a sports cast.
Oh yeah.
He's so good. I have mixed feelings on this song too.
This, and I don't want to start anything controversial. This is my least favorite song in the show.
I don't know if it's my least favorite, but I do feel that both this one and Dear Theodosia are a bit formulaic. And the weird thing is I really like his performance during this.
Yeah.
Like, I actually think this is one of his better moments. I love watching how they get onto the spinning stage and off. Like, this
Yeah.
song is a very good look at how they do that, and it's just so effective. And look how they recreated a hurricane. It's really quite impressive. I love that he just finished telling them not to tell anybody, so he tells everybody.
Uh-huh. Boo.
And once again, Jefferson's amazing.
His dancing is so good.
Right? And then just watching him throwing the letters and like flipping them out. So
Yeah.
good.
And of course.
And of course, the king. Why is he in that scene?
Because why not?
I guess. Like, everything else, it kind of makes sense because he's like watching what's going on in America. But this particular scene, I'm like, I feel like it's just for comedic effect. Let us know in the comments if you got opinions on that.
His poor wife.
I think this is a brilliant song. And I really wonder how they do this every night without the fire alarm going off. Literally, when I saw this the first time, I was like, I think that's actually burning. How is the fire alarm not going off? The things I think of. I do think in the Disney Plus live stream, this is one case where stage lighting kind of bothers me because there's at times in her face where it just looks like it almost has that weird green screen thing going on. Vocally, beautiful though. See right there. You just imagine the fire alarm going off and then like suddenly like the rain comes down from the sprinklers. It'd be hilarious. Terrible, but hilarious. But see, you can see it's actually burning and it's pretty. Hmm. Interesting. Look who he's talking to.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Slow down. Everything is legal in New Jersey.
Still.
Uh,
It is interesting how much he's changed by this point, where he's telling him to shoot into the air as opposed to taking a shot.
yeah. Oh, I can't go through this again.
Excellent choreography right there. Hmm. I think this is one of the most powerful moments in the show.
Eh.
She's so good right now. Great use of lighting. This is a beautiful song.
It really is. And her acting is So good here.
She kills it. This is one you could easily overdo, and she just nails it.
Mm-hmm.
Huh, she had a costume change.
She was already in at the beginning of this song.
Oh, was she? It just closed better. That's one of the best ones.
Please.
I like how they balance things out. Yeah, I think the close-ups really did hit the emotional points.
Huh?
Who is it? He's so funny. All right, so that girl hitting on the paper like that, and that convinces me they filmed the audio without an audience in the theater.
Yeah.
You can just see Bird going crazy as this thing goes further and further.
Yeah.
It's kind of tragic.
Also, this blocking is
Yeah,
genius.
I love it.
Like the way they bring Hamilton in.
Yeah. Hmm. Ooh. And it gets dark.
Hmm. But this song is so good.
But this is my point, is he's falling into darkness.
Yeah.
I love how long this letter is. So good.
It's so, yeah.
Brilliant. Took. It's so self-aware. I love it. Angela says, she says that I have the honor to be your obedient servant, cracks her up. And it reminds me of Phantom of the Opera, which also cracks me up. I do wonder if it was inspired by Phantom of the Opera.
This is a very underrated song.
It's, yeah. I was down lower orchestra in the middle, Bailey, and I feel like I missed out on a lot of the stage lighting that you see on the floor. Like I couldn't see any of that. We actually decent seats. It just wasn't as perfect for showing off what's going on everywhere.
And one day I'll see Hamilton in person.
Mm-hmm. When we can go to the theater again.
And then a couple years after that.
I love how they did that right there.
The harmony.
Well, and the connection with his son and having his son there in all white, kind of that angelic look.
Yeah.
Like, I like how they do it with George Washington in a few minutes, too. Hmm. Hmm. I love what they did with Washington right here.
Yeah.
And this. This is a case where how effective less is more really is true. Hmm. Hmm. He's so good. Hmm. Again, excellent use of the camera. This is effective in the theater, but that just added so much. Hmm. I like that you can rewatch this and see more each time that you've see it. I love that
I do
Lafayette
wish.
comes running up because he's like, I'm not on time.
Yeah.
Anyway, you do wish what?
That Groff was in King George.
What is he right now? I don't see him.
He's between
Oh, I see him now. Huh. Yeah, I hadn't even noticed that. Well, maybe he's a passed on
he's
King George.
I can't talk fast enough.
You've got time now. Go
Huh?
ahead. You've got time now. Go ahead.
No, I was trying to point out where he
Oh,
was.
I saw him.
So me talking would not do. Okay.
Do you think he was a passed on King George at that point?
He's still, like every other character, got their stuff but in white.
Yeah. I kind of assumed that was because they died. I could be wrong.
His costume but white.
Hmm.
Ensemble. White.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't understand what you're saying.
I noticed a lot of characters ended up in white because they died.
In their costume but white.
Yeah.
So like George Washington was in his costume but a white version of it.
Mm-hmm.
So if it was just because he was dead, he should be in King George's costume but white.
Yeah. Work. Like you could almost frame some of this stuff. Like this one of George Washington.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's such a cool. And Bailey's saying there's a video that goes into all the references that Lin-Manuel Miranda slipped into Hamilton, which we definitely need to check out. And there's also Howard Ho YouTube that Angela is talking about that talks about how Hamilton works musically and especially why it makes us all cry. So that's definitely worth checking out as well. I do think it's really interesting how they utilize different members of the ensemble for different themes moving forward. Like this guy right here, Sidney James Harcourt. Like I thought he had one of the most fun ensemble roles. So did he, Thane Jasperson. So now that you've seen it a second time, Katie, what was your favorite part?
I don't know.
Like what stands out to you? You can think about it if you want. Because we have a very long.
I don't know.
Okay. Do you have any big picture thoughts of like seeing it the second time, how it was different than the first time, or how it's different than the soundtrack? You mentioned a little bit of seeing the context and how that made a difference for you.
Nothing beyond what I've already said, because I can't think of specifics now.
Okay. I do find it interesting that each time I've seen it, which isn't a lot, but I feel like I get another layer of the onion to pull from the analogy of just like how much was put into the music and the lighting and the staging and just how they tried to add meaning to every little detail that they did, which I really think is probably one of the reasons this is as big as it is that whole like we're not just going to put on a play, but we're going to make every moment and every movement and every musical moment count. And that seems to be coming more and more to the front each time I've seen this.
Also, this is my favorite version of this song.
This is really pretty. I would love to have watched them film this just to see how they did it and what it looked like. And of course, as anybody who's gone to a movie with me knows, we always sit through all of the credits. Just because.
And they have the play out music at the very end.
Well, that's a perk too.
So
which I had no clue was coming the first time. And it was like, oh, there is more music that's in the soundtrack, because I thought only the music in the soundtrack was what existed. But there's a couple of moments.
This song is so pretty when you get to focus on like the music.
It really is, and it's a nice arrangement.
Yeah.
Key grip, Kevin Smith. I like that even security officers got credit on this.
Yeah.
I mean, and you think if they filmed this for 3 days, that's a ton of content that they had to go through to edit.
Yeah.
I love, too, that they list every musical number in the show.
Yeah.
Here we go. See, I wish we could...
love...
Go ahead.
I love that they credit everything that they sampled.
Yeah. No, I think that's actually really respectful and honorable of them. And I wish that this could be on the soundtrack now, because it's out. I just feel like if I was in the orchestra, this is the piece I'd be like, I am so excited to get to this part because it's so much fun.
There's the credits of the last 5 years.
Yep. That might be one of the most blatant moments, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I were in the orchestra, this is the moment I would live for, is just the exit music. Although, if you played it every night, this might be just the thing that's like, I get to go home soon. Yes, the credits are essentially the souvenir program book. But more people get to see them because it's on Disney+. Well, we hope you've enjoyed our Hamilton watch party. I guess that's what they call it. We've had a blast watching it with you. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure you leave us a comment or two. What was your favorite part? Whatever it is you feel like. Find us on social medias. Join us on Tuesday nights at 9:30 Pacific Standard Time for Geeks Corner on this YouTube channel. We do it every week. We've been doing it for almost 10 years now, which blows my mind. And Katie is on the run to become the most, what was it? The second most person. Am I embarrassing you? I'm sorry.
I didn't know you were going to ever publicly say that. No, I am like...
Publicly said who's been on the most, right?
Yeah. No. We talked about that on the...
yeah.
Basically, Johnny was on for 264 episodes. And I have now
coming
at
up.
like 215 or 220 or something. So if I make it another year...
You're good to go.
Yeah, I just have to make it to 265, then I'm quitting.
All right, there we go. So you can make it another year. We're good to go. Anyway, we hope you've enjoyed this watch party of Hamilton. We've enjoyed watching it with you. If you have any suggestions, especially if they're from Disney+, but we also have like Netflix and Hulu and Amazon, I guess, are probably the ones we have also. Let us know, and we could do watch parties for other things as well. But we hope you have a fantastic week, and we hope we'll get to see you in the parks again sometime soon, too. So make it a great week, everybody, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.